Recall the exact millisecond you are insulted, or the moment you are denied something you desperately want. Heat rises to your face, your heart rate climbs, and your chest tightens. This physical tension is the direct output of a mental habit. Instead of remaining with the reality of what is happening right now, the mind is usually busy rejecting the present in favor of a past grievance or a future anxiety. When the mind is forced to deal with the present, it defaults to two automatic responses. If the moment is pleasant, we generate craving, the demand for more. If it is unpleasant, we generate aversion, the rejection of what we feel. This cycle of craving and aversion repeats until the mental and physical structure is wound into a bundle of self-inflicted knots. To undo them, we have to look past our external circumstances and examine the internal machinery of the reaction itself. Most of us try to solve this internal tension by manipulating the outside world. We chase promotions, argue with critics, or try to force the people around us to change their behavior. The cause of the tension remains internal. Systematic records of this internal system were documented thousands of years ago in the Pali Canon. Pali is an ancient Middle Indo-Aryan language. These texts function as a technical manual, categorizing the specific mental processes that turn a sensory input into suffering. When we ignore these mechanics, we leave our psychological habits on autopilot. If the underlying process remains unexamined, the mind will continue to execute the same reactive loops, regardless of how much we change our external environment. Reaching a state of harmony requires a shift in strategy. It means abandoning the task of controlling the world, and instead dissecting the exact sequence our minds use to build a reaction. The mind functions like a sequential machine, processing external stimuli through a strict 4-step assembly line. Step 1 is consciousness, or vijnana. Vijnana is the part of the mind that simply cognizes that a stimulus has occurred. If a sound reaches the ear, this node registers the fact of the sound without any judgment or analysis. Step 2 is perception, or sanya. Sanya is the faculty of recognition. It cross-references the raw sound against past memories and instantly applies a label, categorizing the sound as good or bad. Step 3 is sensation, or vedana. Vedana is the physical manifestation of the mental label. As soon as the mind recognizes a sound as bad, the body produces an actual unpleasant physical feeling. Step 4 is reaction, or sankhara. Sankhara is the conditioned mental reflex. This is the moment the mind reacts to the physical sensation, either by intensely craving the pleasant feelings or violently rejecting the unpleasant ones. This fourth step is where misery is manufactured. It is also the only point in the sequence where the chain can be interrupted. To stop this automatic reaction, we need a tool to keep the mind from wandering into the past or future. Natural respiration is a unique biological bridge. It is a function of the body that operates automatically on its own, yet can also be consciously observed. It provides a constant, present-moment reality to focus on. This leads to the technique of Vipassana. Vipassana is a Pali term meaning insight, or seeing things as they really are. Using the breath to anchor our attention, we can observe the physical sensations of Step 3 while training the mind to skip the automatic reaction of Step 4. This involves feeling an itch, a sharp pain, or an intense pleasure, and simply observing the sensation without generating a new desire or a new hatred. When we choose to observe rather than react, we stop the momentum of the machine. Just as a fire goes out when it runs out of fuel, the mental flow changes when we stop generating new reactions. Because the mind requires a continuous stream of activity, it begins to consume its own stored energy. This triggers a process where old, accumulated sankharas, the deep-seated habit patterns and traumas stored in the unconscious, are forced to the surface level of the mind. This processing is often felt as physical discomfort. Meditators frequently experience rising agitation or acute pain, a sensation similar to the process of draining an infected wound. If we observe these painful sensations with equanimity, knowing they are temporary and arising only to pass away, the old habit patterns lose their power. They are processed and cleared from the system. This difficult clearing process is the evidence that the meditation is working. It shows that the mind is successfully dismantling its historical patterns of reaction. This is a technical, empirical discipline. It differs from common, popularized versions of meditation that focus on escaping reality, chasing visions, or using mantras to induce an artificial sense of calm. The practice is demanding. It requires an active, often exhausting effort to untie lifelong psychological knots through direct self-observation. The result of this work is a state of engagement. You remain fully active in the world, but you are no longer a slave to the automatic dictates of your own cravings and aversions. By becoming the master of the present moment, you secure the nature of the future. Future actions are no longer corrupted by the reactive patterns of the past. True liberation is not a matter of faith or intellectual debate. It is the applied scientific art of observing the self to end the manufacture of misery.
Hope you like our video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe us. To join our refreshing yoga and meditation sessions, WhatsApp or call us at given number. Thanks for watching.